Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sonia. Welcome. You know, when hosting an afternoon tea, it can sometimes be fun to have a theme. And you can make a theme by focusing on just about anything. I mean, there are the obvious holiday themes, of course, but you can also focus on, I don't know, room color. You know, everything is pink. Or china patterns, everything is Ainsley or Royal Dalton, or the food itself. You know, one idea I think is fun is to include food on your tea table made from tea. And there are both savory and sweet dishes that include tea as an ingredient in their recipes. If you saw my previous video on having afternoon tea at the Kimball Art Museum in Fort Worth, you saw that one of the cookies we really enjoyed was the matcha white chocolate chip. It was thick and chewy on the inside while having a little crispness on the outside. And it was lovely how well the flavor of the green matcha tea in the cookie paired with the sweetness of the white chocolate chips. So I started looking for a recipe for these cookies, and I found one I think you'll like. Now, if you wonder what is matcha, it's Japanese green tea from the Camellia sinensis plant, but it has been specifically grown in the shade for a few weeks before it's harvested. And that shaded growth promotes the green tea's chlorophyll production, giving it that bright green color and intensifying other elements like antioxidants, flavonols, amino acids. Now, once it's picked, the leaves are steamed and dried, the stems of the leaves are removed, and then the whole leaves are eventually stone ground into a fine powder. So when you drink it, there is no steeping and tossing of leaves. You are drinking the whole leaves in powder form. It has a very distinctive taste. It can have a sweet, sort of smooth, vegetable, savory, or grassy taste, but it pairs well with the sweetness of white chocolate. So let's make cookies. Now, first you will need 153 grams or 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, I'm just using regular table salt, and 10 grams or 1.5 tablespoons plus a little more of matcha powder. Now, I am using culinary matcha. You can drink it, but it has a more robust, even a little bitter flavor. Let me show you the package of this one I'm using. I'm not endorsing any of them, but this one just happens to be culinary grade, and that's what you should be looking for. It's really meant to come through when mixed with other ingredients or made in lattes. If you can't find culinary grade, don't worry about it. These cookies are good, even with ceremonial grade matcha, but it will probably be a smoother, lighter flavor that comes through. So try to find the culinary grade if you can. Then 100 grams or 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 70 grams or 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, 50 grams or 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, plus a little bit for dredging later, 1 large egg, and 100 grams or 2/3 of a cup of white chocolate chips. So in a small saucepan, you want to melt the butter over medium to low heat. And we're not just melting the butter, though. We're actually going to brown it. So you want to watch it. You want to keep stirring. Make sure it doesn't burn. But you want to get some lovely brown bits on the bottom. And then once you get it like you want it, with those wonderful brown bits, just set it aside to cool down a little. Next, in a large bowl, sift together the first 4 dry ingredients. That's the flour, the baking soda, the salt, and the matcha powder. Sifting helps distribute the matcha and make sure it doesn't clump, as it tends to do. I don't want to leave any of that lovely matcha behind. I want to make sure I can get every little grain of it. Once that's completely mixed in well, you can set that aside and then take a small bowl for the liquid ingredients. In this bowl, add the light brown sugar, the white sugar, and mix that together well. Then add the browned butter. Be sure to scrape the pan to get all that lovely browned bits, because that's where a lot of your flavor is going to come from. You want to mix the sugar and the butter really well, and as you're mixing, kind of feel your bowl just a little bit and make sure that things are not too hot, because you're going to be adding the egg and you don't want to cook the egg with things too warm. Be sure everything is mixed in really well. I could have used a whisk for this instead, but I've started with a spoon, so I'll keep it. It'll be fine. Now it's time to add the liquid to the dry, and for that I have switched to a spatula just to make it easier to mix. You know what? Now I am going to place this mat under here, because for this last bit, this is a little bit stiff, and I don't want the glass bowl beating up on the countertop. It can be very annoying. Okay, now the chocolate chips. Look at that dark green color. Oh, that's so pretty. That's that matcha. Okay, now comes the fun part. I have lined my cookie sheet with a bit of parchment paper, and I've grabbed one of my, well, my smallest cookie scoop. Now this is probably, it holds probably about a tablespoon, I would guess. It's about 1.25 inches, not quite 1.5 inches across. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can just use a regular tablespoon, or you could just eyeball it, whatever you like. But I like to have my cookies kind of uniform, and I like them small like this too, because when they come out after they're baked, they're going to be about that big, and I like that size for tea. If I'm not having tea, I like a really big cookie. But in this case, I want something a little bit smaller. Okay, so then I like to roll them just a little bit and then dredge them in the little bit of granulated sugar. And when you put them on, press down just a little bit. And then place them about 1 inch away from the next one, 1 or 2 inches. They're not going to spread that much. this recipe at this size will make about 24 cookies. Okay, if I put these in the oven right now, they're going to spread too much. So I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and while they're chilling, I'm going to preheat my oven. That's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius, gas mark 4. Okay, these cookies have chilled for 30 minutes. Now they go in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Oh, these look so good. Ooh, yum. Oh, these are so pretty, aren't they? They're just gorgeous. Now, I know it's hard to see if they are browned, but you can just kind of see just a slight tinge around the edge, or at least I can. So they've been in the oven for about 13 minutes, these were. I'm going to let them cool on the tray for 5 minutes, maybe 10, because if I tried to move them now, they would just fall apart. But once they've been on here for about 5 minutes, then I'm going to move them to a wire rack to cool completely. And then we'll try one. Okay. Oh, these are coming off really easy. I may not even need this spatula. Huh, look at that. So easy peasy. And I don't know if you can see it well enough. Just a little browning on the bottom. You don't want any more than that. That's perfect. Okay, they're still warm, but I can't wait. Let's break one open and see how it looks. By the way, I just wanted to show you up close. This is the size, and I think this is a perfect size for a tea cookie. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's 2 or 3 bites. That's what you're looking for when you're having food on a tea tray. All right, let's open this up. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? That is so good. Now let's give it a bite. That's kind of perfect. Oh my goodness. They don't have an overbearing green tea flavor at all. They're just kind of perfect. They're chewy, really chewy on the inside. It's got that nice white chocolate flavoring that complements. The green is sort of a light grassy finish, if you will, but it's not overbearing at all. Now, you might be tempted to make these with dark or milk chocolate, and you can do that, but I think the darker chocolate and matcha tea each have such strong flavor profiles that they would end up kind of fighting each other. White chocolate seems to really complement the matcha. Now, you can make these ahead of time and keep them in the fridge pre-baked and then bake them off the day of your party if you like. But if in the interest of time, you go ahead and bake them the day before, they can dry out just a little bit, even in an airtight container. So I would recommend popping them in the microwave for 10 seconds to warm them up. It'll soften them and they'll be like they were baked same day. By the way, these cookies with their bright green color could be a fun addition to an upcoming St. Patrick's Day tea. I hope you'll give these cookies a try for your next tea party. And I think it's fun when you have a story behind a recipe. These cookies are made with tea, and I think that's delightful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, hype, and subscribe for more afternoon tea videos. Until next time, bye-bye.